My adventurous and optimistic Sagittarius friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Sagittarius, there is a quiet restlessness to your week. It hums beneath your words, weaving through your days in ways that are both familiar and new. You might sense the world is holding its breath with you, as if waiting to see which direction you'll face next. The feeling isn't quite anxiety, nor is it pure excitement. It's something that lives in the space between, an awareness that something is changing, even if you can't say what. You may notice yourself glancing further ahead than usual, tracing possibilities, wondering if the path you're on truly fits the size of your spirit. There is a tension, subtle but persistent, that asks whether you are meant for more or simply meant to feel this moment more deeply. In the quiet, you can almost hear a question echoing, "What's calling to me now?" That undercurrent is your starting point, and it's what shapes your presence as you move through these days. The Two of Wands appears in your reading, but not as a static symbol, rather as a reflection of how you hold space for both what is and what could be. You may find yourself standing between two versions of your own story, one foot planted in the comfort of what you know, the other poised just at the edge of unfamiliar territory. There's no urgency here, only a gentle tension, a sense that decision is quietly ripening in the background. You might not speak of it openly, but you feel it, the pull to consider your options, to weigh the risks and rewards, to ask yourself which direction would bring you closer to the life you imagine. This week, your emotional posture holds a kind of dignity, even as you wrestle with uncertainty. You aren't running from discomfort or rushing to resolve what's unsettled. Instead, you're letting yourself linger at the crossroads, trusting that clarity will come not from force, but from the slow unfolding of insight. There's a maturity in your approach. You know that desire alone isn't enough to bring change, yet you also know that waiting without intention leads nowhere. The unspoken tension is in the waiting itself, in the knowledge that you cannot remain in this liminal place forever. Still, you honor the pause, sensing that it's as important as any action you might take. Others may not see the quiet struggle, but you carry it in the way you move through your day, in the small decisions that hint at bigger ones still to come. From this space of inner watching, the path ahead doesn't simply unfold. It is shaped by the questions you're willing to ask yourself. Your readiness to sit with possibility, rather than rush toward certainty, creates a ripple that influences what comes next. The way you hold your own tension, neither suppressing it nor letting it dictate your choices, sets the tone for the week's unfolding events. It's as if the waiting itself becomes a kind of momentum, gently nudging you to pay attention to the signals around you. In this way, your inner state is not a passive backdrop. It's the quiet architect of your experience, setting the stage for what you're about to encounter. External circumstances seem to respond to your inner landscape, shaping themselves around your patience and your questions. The King of Pentacles enters your path, not as a challenge but as a presence, steady, grounded, and quietly demanding. You may find yourself meeting expectations, responsibilities, or even subtle pressures that call for your reliability and your competence. There is a kind of friction here, not of conflict but of gravity. You are being asked, sometimes by others, sometimes by circumstances, to bring your best self to bear on the practical realities of your week. This isn't the kind of pressure that shouts, it's the one that weighs. You might notice the weight of commitments, the pull of unfinished business, or the subtle push to take ownership of your choices. There is a sense that what you do now matters, that your actions have tangible consequences for yourself and for those who rely on you. The momentum isn't flashy, it's built on consistency, on the quiet accumulation of effort, on the reassurance that comes from knowing you are capable of handling what needs to be handled. Yet beneath that solidity, there is still a whisper of longing, a sense that the routine and the practical are not the whole story. Sometimes the friction comes from feeling that your dreams and your duties are not always aligned. The pressure to be responsible can feel at odds with the urge to explore or to change direction. And so, you find yourself walking a line, honoring what you've built, while still listening for the call of what's next. The events of your week may test your balance, asking whether you can be both reliable and open, both structured and spontaneous. The opportunity here lies in recognizing that the path is rarely either-or. Instead, it asks you to integrate your longing for meaning with your need for stability. In doing so, you discover that the very pressures you feel are also the forces that shape your growth. Potential in this moment isn't something that simply arrives, it's something that responds to your willingness to meet your experience with awareness. The Page of Wands marks this threshold, but only if you show up for it, eyes open and heart engaged. Growth is not guaranteed, but it is invited. The possibility for change, for inspiration, for a new beginning rests not in the circumstances themselves, but in your readiness to approach them with curiosity rather than certainty. If you choose to engage consciously, if you let yourself be both student and seeker, then the week becomes fertile ground for discovery. You are invited to let your sense of wonder lead, to allow yourself to be surprised by what you find within the familiar. The Page of Wands does not promise fireworks or dramatic transformation. Instead, it offers the quiet excitement of realizing there is more to learn, more to imagine, more to try. Your potential emerges in your willingness to say yes to the unknown, to let yourself be guided by the spark of interest or the gentle nudge of intuition. It is in these small acts of openness that something new becomes possible. And so, the arc of your week is not a sharp turn or a sudden leap, but a gradual unfolding. You begin with the tension of possibility, holding it with patience and dignity. You move through the pressures of responsibility, meeting them with steady hands and an open heart. And in the end, you arrive at a place where curiosity can take root, where growth is not a demand but an invitation. The three cards, Two of Wands, King of Pentacles, Page of Wands, come together like notes in a quiet chord, a beginning, a grounding, a spark. Each one asks for your presence, your willingness to feel, your openness to what comes next. If you find yourself questioning, pausing, or craving something more, know that you are not lost, you are listening. The week does not require you to have all the answers. It only asks that you show up with honesty, that you honor both your ambitions and your commitments, and that you stay open to the flicker of something new. In the gentle tension between longing and responsibility, you find your own rhythm. And in that rhythm, you discover the reassurance that you are exactly where you need to be, preparing quietly for a future that is yours to shape. Actionable insights for Sagittarius this week. Notice what excites you, even if it's small, and let yourself linger with that feeling. Allow yourself to pause before making a decision, just to see what new idea arises. Try changing one routine, just to see the day from a different angle. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I am steady in uncertainty, I honor what I have built so far. Curiosity guides me to new places each day. I trust myself more, I am ready to welcome what unfolds next. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.